Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a most blessed day so far, and you continue to have a blessed day today. It's time for your daily Bible verse, and today we're going to read Jonah chapter 4, verses 5 through 7. Jonah went out and sat down at a place east of the city. There he made himself a shelter, sat in its shade, and waited to see what would happen to the city. Then the Lord provided a vine and made it grow up over Jonah to give shade for his head to ease his discomfort, and Jonah was very happy about the vine. But at dawn the next day, God provided a worm which chewed the vine so that it withered. So what's going on here? This is after Jonah finally complied with God's orders to prophesy to Nineveh. Everything else. This is afterward. We read the verses before. He was upset. He didn't favor the fact that God saved them. He's saying, take away his life. It's better for him to die than to live. He didn't like that he had to prophesy to them. He didn't favor the ones in Nineveh. And then afterwards, he's going out here and he's sitting down at a place east of the city. He's waiting outside of the city. He's watching over it to see what would happen. And in my opinion, and this would make total sense, he's there waiting to see if the Lord would destroy it, honestly. He's kind of hoping he does, in fact, because like I said, he didn't favor the Ninevites naturally. So he's there hoping that the Lord destroys the city. And he's making himself a shelter, sitting in the shade, watching over it to see what would happen. And then the Lord provided a vine and made it grow up over Jonah to give shade for his head. This here shows us a couple things. God will provide for his people, for his children. He does provide for us naturally. He made it grow up over Jonah to give shade for his head to ease his discomfort. And Jonah's happy about that naturally. He's in the hot sun and everything else. And then at dawn the next day, God provided a worm which chewed the vine so that it withered. What this shows is that God can provide, he can bless, he can give, but he can also take away, And he did that with Jonah here, And we read in the later verses, that God provided the hot, scorching wind on Jonah, and he's like, kill me now, Lord, and he's like, do you have any right to be angry about the vine? And he's like, I'm angry to die. And he's like, you've been concerned about this vine, though you did not make it grow, And we'll read furthermore into those verses and discuss them furthermore, but this shows us that God can give, but he can also take away. And disobedience many times will make him take away things. Y'all have a great and blessed day. Jesus loves you. I do too, but not like he does. And I'll talk to you soon.